Alright, I able to like you comment and share my videos from a sunset a young customer bar a very good and I just a matter see the aquaria bar and maybe a redom. Young Boma and Semble Mudia, and I just say a yana saying the and someone a far a year Ken Ofori Atta. Just John Mahama every time see the allegations. And I just say, yeah, they are to Papa, so into a year. I dare say a police for a corner resident illegally. Now, some way, and I just say, Mahama, a yariga, a day in Semiabeto, a Monte, so I just say, I was say you condemn or move from a year top to down. It's say, I dear no more year, a yana council, or more accept for permission. And or more a day or more a pay a coy until a yearning was system at the moment. Now, a open year or cassa a black Rasta. And also a journalist or cassa MA&NDC. Now, any day, dear way, make it some new tent. I just say, a dear John Mahama and then call for a year in 3 year cry until it was a condemn young cock. Now, I am got here and say,
Now, it's a shame that we have the majority leader apologizing for an act that is said to be illegal. It's so shameful to go into a man's residence so illegally. All along I thought this was illegal. Did they have a warrant to search the place? From what Mahama Ayarga is saying, it was an illegal spree. Therefore, it has to be condemned right from the head all the way down to the sole of the feet. My brother, my sister, what happened? Was it difficult to get a warrant to go search the former minister's house? Why are we giving public sympathy on a silver platter to people we consider criminals? It's a cheap way of getting public sympathy for a man who ran down the economy of this nation. Can you be wise for once? Can you be wise for once? In the days of Nana Akufo-Addo, we heard about how people had their houses raided illegally. Do you want to repeat this jungle democracy? Now, operatives of the national security, coupled with the police and soldier, went into this man's house. None of them had a warrant. They broke down security and went in there, taking videos and photographs of the house, and they had no permission whatsoever legally to enter the house. Today, if the man comes to say, in fact, he had $1 trillion in the house and is able to cook a story as to how he got the $1 trillion in the house, what becomes of the nation? Another judgment debt so foolishly delivered on the silver platter. Please be wise for once. If you have the interest of Ghana at heart, you will never do anything illegal. I don't like Ken Ofori Atta because I think he was an arrogant leader. And to make it worse, those who worked in the Ministry of Finance, they should all bow down their heads in shame. We remember the last budget when all of them wore white and came out to sing Yedin Kunim, Yediko. You will all roast in hell one after the other for what you meted out to the Ghanaian economy. Yedin Kunim, Yediko. Nkunim Ben. How can you be singing Yedin Kunim, Yediko when Ghana was running after the IMF and the World Bank, hands stacked into each other, knees are ground, and crying for support? The DDEP, my brother, my sister, that saw a lot of pensioners down on their knees, a lot of who have died. Yedin Kunim Yediko, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? Such a charlatan finance minister very arrogant to the core, put Ghana in such a misery. And people working at the Ministry of Finance, bootlickers, my brother, my sister, sycophants, wore all white and came out singing Yedin Kunim, Yediko, Yebesana Dibio. The same thing happened when Kufuor was selling Ghana PNT, Ghana Telecom. The workers of Ghana Telecom at the time came out singing Yedi Kunim, Yediko. They were demonstrating all over the place against some of us who did not want Ghana Telecom to be sold. They saw us as enemies. They sold it to some white guys. They changed the name to Vodafone. Today, look at the misery that some of you are going through. They started it by sacking a lot of the Ghanaians and giving some of them the option to jump ships. Today, look at the misery. Kufuor sold it. They came out and demonstrated against some of us who were against the sale. And I remember my Vodafone number at that time. At the time, it was Ghana Telecom, right? 020-8188-558. That was my number at the time. I broke the chip and put it in fire, never to use it again, in protest of the sale of Ghana Telecom, just like that, on a silver platter. 020-815588-88558. 020-815588-558. That was my number. Today, my brother, my sister, look what is happening. Yedi kunin, yedi ko, yebesana debut. Such traitors of the nation, my brother, my sister, sometimes I wish I could say something, but for decency's sake, I don't want to. If this was in the days 79, some of them would have bullets comfortably lodging in their brains, in their graves, mass graves. Thank God those days are gone for good. It's a shame. Wherever raids went on in the house of Ken Ofori Atta, that was not backed by any legality. We condemn to the core. Is it a jungle democracy? Again, now what is going to happen to the military men who went there? Who gave them the order? Can we deal with them? Don't just apologize and go to bed. We want to see action for this foolishness. I leave it here.